welcome to DC Vigilante. So, I want to talk about the cuts, because just recently, I watched the Richard Donner cut, and even though I'd seen it before, I was sitting there and I was just going through Superman 1 and 2. I'm introducing the young ones, so after Superman 2 I'll be going on to the Batman 1 with Michael Keaton 1 and 2, and then going up to Henry Cavill, skipping by the Dark Knight trilogy. So, and I'm watching the cut, and don't get me wrong, I loved it. But I want to talk about the things that I didn't like, and then talk about maybe the problems that could arise from any sort of director's cut. And as I said, I loved the film. I loved director's cuts and stuff like that. But it also comes with its own problems. So if you knew the story about Richard Donner, Richard Donner had written 2 movies, Superman 1 and 2, back to back. And before he managed to finish the second one, they paid him off. The producers got rid of them and brought in this other director, a wee bit similar to Zack Snyder. He'd already done about 90% of the film. And the guy came in, changed it. So, and then until the internet came up, fans then petitioned to release the Richard Donner cut, which we got. Now, the issue of the story was the Superman 1, they wasn't planning to use the circle around the Earth, put time backwards. That was planned for the sequel. But if you watched the first Superman and then go on to the Richard Donner cut, it's twice he's basically saved the Earth and then reversed time twice. Even though it wasn't planned for the first one, watching them again, so it kind of, watching the 2 films, it kind of ruins it in a wee bit, because then you'd have to explain that wasn't necessarily done. To be honest, I don't think they should have ever used that scene to rewind time. You got the first one, which was to bring Lois back from the dead, and then the second one was basically just to make her forget. And to me, really, it would have made a great series of films if she knew after the second one, and then sort of was on Clark's side when he had to go and save the world and everything. It could have led to some great storylines where she was getting threatened because she knew the identity and everything else. So that was one of my key issues, why circle around the world and stuff. Okay, and I appreciate the films now. It's like, you could it was kind of lazy writing. Some people may argue about, like, Man of Steel. Why did he snap his neck? He could have thought of something. To me, that is still brave to write that, and it would have been. And then when I watched Superman, the Richard Donner cut as well, he snaps Zod's hand, throws him into the fortress, basically kills him, then blows the fortress up. Again, showing that, he basically killed Zod and flew away and killed the 3 of them. So, and the other wee problem I had with it was, I was watching Krypton, the TV series, and in the Krypton season 2, the guy says, Superman's grandfather says, General, do you mind take this outside and stuff, for the fight. It's an iconic scene where Superman stands in the flagpole outside the Daily Planet, and he turns to Zod and he says, General, do you mind taking this outside? And when I was watching it, I remember Clark goes into the restaurant, the hot dog diner, and just after he gives up his powers, and he says to the bully, "Do you mind taking this outside?" And I thought that would be so brilliant. That kind of leads up to him getting his powers back, being Superman, being macho, for him to say to Zod. But no, what happens is Richard Donner takes that whole line out and replaces it by a less popular one, like freedom of the press. Ugh. So I mean, I know everything else about the film was brilliant. I loved the extra Marlon Brando scenes. I loved the extra sort of scenery of him fighting and stuff like that, and the wee odd different jokes here and there. But it wasn't really all that much change. But I wish you kept that one line in to keep it outside. And again, with the Earth, it's a wee bit. That now relates to the Zack Snyder problem. We're just about to get a film that no doubt is better than Justice League, right? But what's going to do, the harm that it's going to do is it's going to leave it open for people, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. Leave it open for sequels, right? Because what we hear is that they see Darkseid in the distance, through the boom tube and stuff like that, and that's sort of where it ends. And you see the main threat, and that's when you really want to know what happens next. But now Ben Affleck's out of the picture, we're not going to get that. Not only that, is I've probably used it on the screenshot. One of Zack Snyder's original plan for the movie, for his storyline, was that Batman sort of he sacrifices himself, and then to save everybody, and Clark then and Lois has a baby, and they call the baby Bruce after Batman, and again sort of destroying the idea of Justice League, of them banding together. So basically Justice League only lasted for one big fight, which is more real than anything if one of the heroes died and stuff like that. And we know that you could have always, that was Earth 1 sort of scenario, or F3 or whatnot, and you could re-jump the Justice League after that. With new actors, but now we're getting the Flash. Ezra Miller says there's a Flash movie coming out. So far we're getting all these heroes, apart from, and Superman's still not heard anything about a Superman movie, not heard anything about a Cyborg movie, but so far Aquaman and Wonder Woman and the Flash now seem to have a solo movie. And that's the crux of the Snyder Cut. I didn't really like the idea of Bruce sacrificing and then having a baby. It reminds me too much of Superman Returns and Superman, baby that's got the same power and stuff. Even though I know they could just reboot it, but I would have loved to see more movies of Ben Affleck's Batman and solo movies before, just. Instead of going down the Justice League storyline where he sacrifices himself and we don't really get a Batman solo movie. And by releasing the Snyder Cut, that's going to be, one of the pitfalls of it. Even though it will be a great movie and I'm campaigning for the Snyder Cut, I just like to bring out a couple of the little bit of negatives of the cut. And believe me, I would rather have it than without. My page is full of release of Snyder Cut. But I thought I'd raise these issues, and I want to know what you think about it. About the cut. What you think they would do after the cut is out. the Justice League is out. Are you a fan of Batman sacrificing himself and getting the baby, who would be called Bruce? I would have liked maybe if Zack Snyder changes his overall original plan and end it in a different way. You know, things like that. Let us know what you think. This is DC Vigilante. Release the Snyder Cut. This has been my truth. Catch you later.